So I would guess I'd classify myself as a producer and musician. The reason why I do it is because to explore music really is all it is just to take things and put them together that hasn't really been put together. I got introduced to Latin rhythms by a close friend of mine, Daniel Mencina, and showed me that I don't need a regular drummer. How it started was actually Danielle and I had lost touch for a few years, and then we kind of bumped into each other at the grocery store actually, and then we said, let's record some music, and so we started, let's try like a Mongo Santa Maria type of record, and let's just record some traditional percussion, and that's what we did. And then at home I'll try some bass and guitar on this thing, and then I bumped into my friend Michael Butler and said, let's try some sax and flute, and next thing you know we had 2 or 3 songs, and so then we started to play it for people, and we were like, what the hell is this? It was kind of new and fresh, and we really liked it, so we just kind of developed from there and put together our first record for Color this last year. And so I look at it as like Danielle is like an Afro-Cuban influence in the band, and he brings that to it, and then I kind of have this experimental sort of rock thing, and then Michael Butler brings the jazz, and so it's kind of that mix of all of it. But none of us are going traditional, so like Danielle's not playing rock on the congas, I'm not playing any salsa or Latino stuff on the bass, and Michael B's not really playing jazz stuff, he's got lots of effects and stuff, so we're trying to take things outside the box, I guess. Oh yeah, well, like that's how it started. Like that's how music for me always starts. It always just starts as how experimenting, and that sounds good. Then you just kind of keep experimenting. To be honest, I never thought that I'd take it up as a real project, because that sounds bad. But because never started out that way. It just started off like, let's do some recording with some friends and make some great music, and great, we really like this music, and now all of a sudden we release a record, hit #1 nationally, and so I'm like, okay, so I guess we better actually take this a bit seriously versus just like Tuesday nights in my garage or something. For me, it's because I'm not Latin, and so I don't know about this. I'm still learning. I still don't know about Latin rhythm. I'm still learning. Every day, every rehearsal, I learn something new. And so for me, that's what makes it interesting. And then I'm able to put a sort of an non-traditional sort of twist on things. But you're right. It started with me and Danielle, and then Michael came, and then Lyle, clearly the guitar player, joined. And then we had 2 other percussionists, Raimundo Sousa and Joel Perez, join. And then we had another Barry player, Peter Lutek's now playing with us. And so we kind of have a bit of a revolving door outside the core 5 from a percussion and a horn standpoint. So we're all, and doors open. And I play with guys that just get too busy, touring with somebody else or something like that. That's okay. Go do your thing and make your money, and we're always here making music, so the door's kind of always open. So we play with classical flute players, to serious jazz guys, to experimental rock guys. Tonight we're doing a few songs with Lady Sun. So and we'd like to collaborate. This is part of the deal and it's the best thing of being in Toronto actually. There's so many different cultures and different scenes and different influences. It's not straight up, which is good. I think that was after the first 2 demos were done, because then we were people started to listen to it, and other people because I like the music I produce, and so it's always nice to get feedback from somebody else. And so when other people I respect were saying hey, this is some heavy shit you got here, you should really do something or go play live or something, rather than just keeping it in the studio. It's funny that the name of the project, there's many reasons why we came up with that, but there really is a battle within the group. Because there's a Latino section and a Canadian section, and even within the Latino section, I'm still learning about percussion, but some guy from Chile is going to play the merengue different than some guy from Cuba, just like some guy from Venezuela. So we'll get into rehearsal and everybody's fighting. Nobody can agree on this. And then you get my 2 cents where I don't even know anything about percussion and I'm, putting my 2 cents in. So sometimes it gets a little bit heated and so we just, stop and just play music and it works itself out. It brings people together, really. Like, for me, that's why I do it. Like, I don't make money, so really the only thing is for enjoyment, for personal enjoyment. And so that's why I don't make pop music or anything like that, because I make music that's interesting to me and the people involved. And if it wasn't interesting to me or the people involved, they would bail as I would. Like, so it's the whole point is to keep it fresh and interesting for the members themselves. To me, that's the big goal. And then that's La Familia, as Daniel says. We eat every time we rehearse. I cook pizza, Daniel cooks soup. Everybody has been a chef at some point in their life, it seems like. So we all really love to cook, and so it's like La Familia, as Daniel says, a big family. I'm not an old guy, but I'm not a young guy, but then I see kids in their 20s, like, oh my god, this was crazy! And then I'll see some nice, seasoned lady come up to me and say, oh, very nice, I really liked your show, it was very beautiful. So I get this really, wide dynamic in types of people and in age, especially. Well, I laugh because I never considered myself a world musician, ever. Like I said, I kind of come from rock and experimental, and to me, I'm still doing that. I'm just using my compadres, my new Latino friends. So that's really the only difference. Like I never thought of us being in the world music space. And when I released the record and it hit the international charts across Canada, I was a little surprised. Like I didn't know that's where it would end up. But now in the end, we've received the most love from the world music community, and I think they're maybe because they're the ones with a little bit more of an open mind, possibly. And I get a sort of a negative response from like the jazz side, or we're too loud, and the rock guys, oh, we're too world, and then the world music people, some of them are not world enough, but a large portion of them are pretty open-minded about it, so that's a good positive thing. I don't think we have one yet. Like we did one record last year, and we're just releasing another one the 25th next week. So my goal is to do a record a year. So and I have a great community around me, so I don't see it stopping. So like it's just beginning.